The premiers of BC and Alberta announced today they've settled a long-running dispute over the sale of BC wines directly to Alberta consumers. For more on that, let's raise a glass to Rob Shaw at the BC Legislature. Cheers, Rob. What does the agreement look like here?
Stacey, it's too hot to drink wine here, but more than 6 months after Alberta banned BC wineries from shipping directly to consumers in that province, the two premiers today saying they figured out what was essentially a tax dispute that, if you will pardon the pun here, uncorked cross-border sales once again. It's not a great pun, but it is what it is. BC's 300 wineries will now have to pay Alberta $3.19 a bottle for every bottle they ship directly to Alberta customers. That's the same price they'd pay if they sold it on a liquor store shelf in Alberta. Now, BC wineries had been willing to do this, but Alberta didn't have a system to collect those taxes, and it wanted concessions from BC to create that system, specifically more Alberta beer on BC liquor stores. Ultimately, after months, Alberta dropped that requirement and they came to a deal.
Albertans who are visiting BC wineries can sign up for wine clubs. Direct-to-consumer shipments to Alberta can start again. And this is great news for our wine sector because it has been challenged as well.
We don't want to harm either our customers, and we don't want to harm the vineyards as well. So we felt it was important for us to get to an agreement so that the shipments can flow again. The issue really was just making sure that all the product coming into Alberta is treated fairly and equally. So that is going to be one of the issues that are addressed, and to make a best effort to try to get products flowing the other way as well, so that we have more options for consumers in both markets.
A rare bit of good news for BC's wine sector, which is reeling from a devastating loss of grapes and vineyards this year due to an early cold snap that's wiped out much of the sector in the Okanagan and interior, though it's doing pretty well still on the island.
These Alberta customers have been customers of many BC wineries for literally generations, and they've seen and helped this industry grow. So it's just reestablishing that relationship and letting someone in Alberta in the wintertime reminisce about their trip to the sunny Okanagan with a glass of BC wine. And we're just glad we're able to continue to do that.
As for why this took so long, it was up to the different ministers in the BC Alberta government who couldn't come to this deal. It required Eby and Smith to cut the terms directly. Stacey, they announced it today in Nova Scotia at the Premier's Conference, just one of several things that the Premiers are expected to talk about as they close up their conference tomorrow in Nova Scotia.